Hello there folks, it's me RJB from RJB TV, and as you know, I have been slacking off, so which means that I, gotta start casting a game. I gotta get to it, I just gotta do it. And I happen to have a game between Light and Byul, played very recently, ready to go, ready to be enjoyed by you and me. I really have been slacking off with making videos. I've been letting you guys down. And there's only one way to rectify that. That is by actually just casting a game and enjoying our time together as we watch Byul and Light. That's what I wanted to say. Byul and Light fight each other here on fastest map. Very recent replay. I think this is from like January 24 or 27. Bottom line, it's very recent. And Light is at the moment in the professional scene, in the professional community, still considered to be the #1 Terran player for the normal maps. And he's very good at fastest map as well, but he doesn't play fastest map that much. But sometimes he just shows up and plays a little bit of fastest map to grace us with his presence. He's been like the best Terran for the last 3 years. Ever since Flash left for the military, Light has more or less been the #1 or the #2 or 3, but pretty much always in the top 3. If you ask a professional Korean StarCraft player who is the best Terran right now, they will very likely say, well, right now it's probably Light. They could also say Flash, because Flash, of course, does have the most respect from every single player, but ultimately, in practice, Light seems to be the #1. And Byul here is a very good Terran player on the normal maps as well, but he's actually more a fast map player these days. He's left behind the normal maps like 3 years ago as well, like 3 to 4 years ago. He switched over to playing mostly fastest, and he plays a lot of fastest. It's like 95% of what he does, even more than that. Sometimes he does try to qualify for professional tournaments. Like just 2 weeks ago, he played in the qualifier for the qualifiers of the SSL. Here he goes for a 3 gateway, got a double gateway there from Light. Light really likes double barracks. He really likes double barracks. Placement of this supply depot is a little bit, I dislike it a little bit, but it's not going to cause him any trouble, but usually I like there to be a command center right there. But Light apparently likes his supply depots right over there, which is very much okay as well. So Byul is going for a pseudo mid-gate bold order here to put some pressure up onto Light. And you know what? A double barracks is a little bit weak against triple gateway on the middle, but Light does have extreme skills in micro. Extremely good micro. So can Light prove that double barracks is good enough against triple gateway? It shouldn't be, according to all the math, but micro can break the math. Now Byul is good micro himself as well, but Light is on a completely different level. And so far, I'm not seeing the Zealous really do that much. He's building a bunker, just to be sure, behind the barracks. He's getting an academy as well. He's got Gasser in the back, order running, and he's saving up money for, I assume, a second command center. That is kind of the benefit you're trying to gain from going for double barracks into Gas Academy. You're trying to get your very early command center while having units to defend yourself, because there's other options to go for a fast second command center, but they're, I would say, not as safe as this one. Although I also have to say, this does not look very safe to me. Academy almost finished up. He's got the gas for stim. He's got the gas for medics very soon as well. The Zealots are dancing back and forth. We've got Marines still inside the bunker. He retreats back to the bunker. The micro is on point. Only lost 1 SCV. Lost no Marines. He's got some damage on the Marines, but almost no. Like 2 hits on his Marines so far. Okay, that one in the front's gonna die there though. Ooh, that's 1 down. Micro's expert leak. He's killed a couple of Zealots already, but lost almost nothing. He's gonna have to kill the can down the front really quickly there though. It's gonna have to be fast. Yeah, the micro is just on another level. Okay, there's a mistake. Oh yeah, okay. This Marine right there was ruining his micro. He was trying some really good moves, but the one Marine standing right there in between the 2 barracks was blocking everything. But he has some Marines there in the bunker, moving them from the back to the front. The one bunker is supporting his Marines, and apparently you can go for a double barracks against Byul, and Byul is one of the strongest, fastest players in the world in 1v1 and 2v2 and 3v3. He is like one of the best players in the world. You could argue he's a top 5 player or even a top 4 or top 3 player on fastest map. His micro is superb, but apparently if you're light, you can micro your way through a mid-gate triple gateway rush. So Byul, having realized that it's not working out for him this time around, he went for a double Nexus add-on in the back and triple gas to very quickly race towards a huge economy with a lot of technology and probably switch over into drops, shuttle drops, temple drops, reaver drops, you name it. He's probably gonna try to throw it at Light. So Light is getting a double factor in the back, still only on double barracks there. He really doesn't appear to like marine technology that much, I assume. He's great at it, but apparently he doesn't really want to use it as much. So he's got triple refinery to finish. He's got about 6 depots at the moment. He's not supply blocked or anything like that. He's completely fine. He's got range on the way. He's got stim finished up. He's got 4 medics in the front. Not adding in any fire bats. Even if he added in fire bats, I do not think he could break this section in the front. Byul is just making sure that Light cannot comfortably choke up the front door to prevent Byul from, breaking through. It's very easy now to just walk in. There's nothing protecting the front where the Terran units would be strongest if they had a block right here. Because then you have everything very concentrated trying to funnel through a choke point. Tank damage does massive amounts of damage on units that are clumped together, and so do fire bats. So yeah, he's keeping this frontal section wide open, which puts a lot of pressure onto Light. Because Light now knows that a lot of different options are possible. First of them is he has to allocate more of his units to defending the front, which means less units on the sides against drops. That's painful. That's something that's on his mind at the moment. Okay, that one barracker there in the front goes down. He's not really adding on any more. Okay, let's go. He's pulling his robos in his choke point. That's an interesting choice. Getting 2 cannons there behind the gateways. He's got support bay and Templar on the way. Goes into the backside there. Scouts the backside. He's actually wasting his zealots a little bit. He was looking for things to kill, like turrets on the sides, maybe some SCVs, maybe some Marines, but finds one SCV, at least one SCV, but that move around, while good on paper and in theory, doesn't really achieve too much. And all the Marines stay alive. Light was not gonna let him do it. And now there's actually a chance for Light to push across the map and win the game. He has a scan, and he's got another scan there on the way. There's no starport, no science facility. We have Dark Templars on the way there from Byul. Byul's gonna have to use these Dark Templars like an absolute master in order to not get run over. That is, if Light decides to push across the map. He's got a bigger fighting force. He's got stim. He's got 1 attack on the way. He's got 5 tanks. He's got more tanks will be soon on the way. He's got an armory there in the back somewhere. Yeah, Light is dangerous right now. Reavers are on the way. If the Reavers finish before Light breaks through this section, then Byul should be able to defend quite easily, because Reavers absolutely destroy. Okay, splits the Dark Templar off. That's very dangerous. Does he still have scan energy? No scan energy remaining. It takes a little bit more time for him to get his scan energy back up, but the Dark Templars are hammering and smacking away on the tanks. Light is breaking through. He's waiting for the scan. The scan should be coming up right about now. He's trying to break through before the Reavers spawn. Reavers have spawned, and they're getting picked up. Okay, now the attack has failed because he got the Reavers out. Dark Templar's still alive. He's not using his last. He's saving his scan. He's pulling back the tanks. Looks like he doesn't want to commit to a full-on fight. He did depower the gateways, but he knows that there's gateways inside the base, or at least most likely. So more Dark Templars are an option. So he decides to stop the push. He lost a lot of Marines, lost a couple of tanks. But I do think it was worth it. I think it was worth it. He killed a lot of Zealots, depowered the gateways, killed a couple cannons. It might have been worth it. So Light's base on fastest map has never been beautiful to look at, but it's, I'd say, functional. He just builds whatever he needs wherever he needs it, whenever he needs it. Like, this supply depot there is bothering me, but, you know, it's there. It exists. He's got enough space for another commencer there on the right side. Got 3 here on the left side. He's got 4 gas at the moment. Armor number 2 is finished. It's getting level 1 plating, level 1 attack and plating both on the way. Getting Goliath to function against drops. Putting vision on the high ground there on the right side. At only a single turret on the right side. Everything is on the left side. A lot of tanks are in the back. He has no vision yet of these procs of these other bases, so he cannot really run his SVs to safety that well. Reavers unloading, SVs running to safety. A couple of them do die, but not a lot of them die. A couple of them die. So now he's gonna go for the supply depots. Like, oh wait, one more drop comes in. Gonna pick. Oh, he's waiting. He's waiting for the SVs to return back to work and unloads the High Templars, and the High Templars do all go down before they can storm. They look at storm, but it still misses. The 2 of them got target fired, and the last one died immediately. Killed a couple of supply depots, but luckily not supply blocked. It was a good move there, though, from Byul to recognize that the Reavers, if they get any closer, they will die to the tank shots. Let's just take down the last remaining supply depots by target firing on a very specific spot right there, where you can hit 3 of them at the same time. If he had shot right there, the Reaver would have been a little bit closer within tank range and would have died. So smart choice to target these 3 and not the other ones. Multiple forge there in the back for Byul. He's got 1 armor, no shield, no attack yet, but as we can see in the back there, almost finished up for both of them. And level 2 armor is also on the way. Getting Templar energy, getting Dragoon range, which he also needs of course as well. And a couple more gateways and a couple stargates. He's now in 5 robo, so he will have a lot of shuttle dropping potential and capacity pretty much non-stop for the remainder of the game, unless of course this gets killed. But up until then, it's going to be drops, drops, and drops. We don't have a front door there yet from Light. He hasn't built a choke point, which might become a problem when Byul decides to go for frontal attacks right through the front door. Because if there's no front door and you just walk into that base, your Zealots and Dragoons are going to do a whole lot of damage. And Byul is making sure he maintains that open position by putting a Dark Templar there in the front. Flies in, unloads, Templars on the scene as if he's running to safety. He needs a couple more to safety. He loses 3 of them. Very good SCV pull. Very good SCV pull. Well, he needs more vision there on the sides. He's got vision there of other bases to send his SCVs to, in the case he doesn't feel safe sending them to the gas on his own base. And it looks like he isn't planning on utilizing the gas here on this right side. He's going to be happy with just these 4. He isn't going to add machine shots to everything. He's currently on 7 factories. That's number 8 and 9. Kills a bunker and a supply depot there to make sure that there's more space to move through. Might kill this one as well. Dark Templar in the front gets spotted. Marines are moving out into the middle to kill the probe. Probe stays alive because the Dark Templar is awesome. Couple more gates there on both sides. We have 8, 11, 16, 20 gateways, 1 Stargate, and a dropper coming in over the middle of his base as if he's running to safety. He gets a lot of Templars in there, but doesn't look. He kills about, I'd say, 15 of those SCVs. It was a pretty good storm drop. Killed a couple tanks as well. Supplies down from about 140 to 110. That was a great success. Now, killing stuff on the side. Actually, this SCV is blocking. Moves the SV out of the way, and now the Goliaths can move in to kill the Zealots there on the side. But now a frontal attack is happening. We got 2 tanks and a Dark Templar there. No detection in the front at the moment, so this Dark Templar is going to kill the tank. Upgrades at the moment are on 1, 1, 1, and 1. So we have 1, 1, 1 for Light as well. Getting mind control from his Templar's Archive there. Hopefully he will not use it, but likely, it is very likely that he will. The Koreans do not have a rule against mind control, whereas in the SCW, the Western competition, does have a rule against using mind control. Using mind control is an automatic loss on the Western fastest community. Big drop there over the right side, ready to go in. We have Reavers, Zealots. Oh, he scans it. I think he saw the shuttle with the engineering bay, so he scanned it to make sure how many there were. Gonna target fire on the shuttles, takes 1 down. They're pretty beefy boys, I tell you that. The Reavers on the side there are alive. The tanks are shooting, Reavers are coming in, but this is a little bit too far away for the tanks to shoot on. The Goliaths are trying their best to cake this all down, but cannot quite do it. 1 Templar in the corner is still alive with full energy. Attack in the front happening at the same time as well, because yeah, this is what I meant. Attacks through the front door are way more effective because there is no front door. It's wide open. He's asking him to go in there. Okay, Templar gonna walk close, almost got in range for a storm. Light is going to have to remove this 1 bunker, because as you pull the SCVs to this side, they have to go all the way around. So you have to remove this one and that turret as well. In order for the SCVs to move smoothly to safety. Because at some point, having structures in specific locations in your base can block your own SCVs, get them stuck, and then they die to storms. Drop over the front there, gets taken down. He's unloading on top of the tanks. Units coming in as well. Templars on the scene, ready to storm. Templar is actually moving away for some reason. Looks like the Zealot bombing on top of the tanks and Goliaths is enough to slow Light down, to push him back into his base. Light is microing like a boss there though, so utilizing the units, not a lot of units, to maximum efficiency. Level 2 attack is finished up. Level 2 armor is finished up right now as well. 2-2, they're on the scene, whereas Byul is currently on 2-2 himself as well. Flies in without a shuttle, but the shuttle goes down. Zealots are coming in the front door, and a Dark Archon gets taken down. He was looking for an SCV to take down, but couldn't quite do it. He was looking, he's getting some Stargates there. More units are coming in from the front door. He's just sending in streams of units, while I assume waiting for shuttles to finish there from his robos. He needs shuttle drops, but he also cannot wait for the shuttles. He has to keep pressure up on Light, otherwise Light will push across the map and start damaging him. And with his robos out there in the front, taking damage means losing the robo. So he's buying time by just sending and slowing Light down from moving across the map. Now Light is adding on a couple more factories. It's looking very messy, but you know, you only need like 10 to maybe 12 factories, and that should be enough. Drop in the front, unloading on the tanks. More unloading on the tanks, gets in the back. None of it is sieged up though. If the tanks are not sieged up, it's not really a problem. Not really a problem. If they're sieged up though, they start damaging their own units with the tank shots, with the AoE damage. Dark Templar's in the mix, no Festus on the scene. He does have scan though. He does have scan, a couple SVs there moving across as well for some turrets. I think he knows and saw these Stargates with a scan earlier. Shuttles returning back home after they unloaded on top of the tanks and the Goliaths. Dark Templars have actually done quite a good job. I think both of them got like 3 to 4 kills each. The Light there is producing non-stop. He's got 166 supply space though, so he needs a couple more supply depots, which he's building at the moment. Got level 3 attack and plating there for his tanks as well. Sending up in the front there, and he's pushing into Byul's front door. This might become a minor, if not a great problem for Byul down the line if he loses this. He has one more drop up his sleeve, and if this goes down, no more drops for Byul. You'll have to rebuild his robos somewhere else in his base. Luckily though, he has like 26 gateways loaded on top, but as I said before, storms in the mix. The storms are going to be the difference. Storms are awesome. 4 Templars, 4 scores, 4 storms. One more storm there in the front, walking right on through. 6 storms. Wait, no energy on those. He has energy, but he's kind of forgetting he sent those in. Sometimes it's just a bad rally point. Sometimes it's just a bad accidental rally point. So he cleans out most of the army that Light had there in the front. Mines being placed there in the front as well. Reavers are crawling forward to try and help defend. He's desperately trying to hold on to these robos. He's not even going for shuttle drops anymore because, well, you know, if you send out the shuttle drop but the units are not helping you defend, then you might actually have a successful drop but also lose your own base. So instead of dropping, he decided to help himself defend with those same units. Great mine explosions, but there might be too many Dragoons and Zealots to repel for now. I think they're on 3-2-2 at the moment. 3-3 are on the way. Same for the tanks. 2-3 is finished up, and level 3 plating is soon finishing up. We found a random high tempo there on the side, getting killed by an SCV. Yeah, he's got so many gateways, he can just keep on producing and producing and producing. Reavers in the mix, shooting on the tanks. Reaver goes down to a targeted tank shot, like that was a target fire. But the Zealots cleaned it all out. Light does not have enough production. He does not have enough production. His base is a mess. He's gonna have to reorganize his base, get a couple more factories, and actually, oh, he got a command center here, but it's long range mining. He's not. Okay, he needs more gas. He needs more gas. He's a little bit more gas, but he's making it work at the moment, though. Like, he's so good with vultures that he's making it work. Vultures are underrated on the fastest map, in my opinion. In late game compositions, most of the time we see a lot of tanks and Goliaths, almost no vultures, but Light is using his vultures quite well, placing mines. There's too many storms units there coming over the left side into Light's base. Do not lose your SCVs. Please do not lose them. He loses them. Oh no, how many kills? 40 SCVs dead and gone. That's the last thing he wanted to have happen. Because now it's going to take the wind out of his sails, but he's at least going to try to take down the robots in the front, at least going to try to kill these units, but it might not work. He is getting pushed back, losing his units on the middle. He's sending more reinforcements. He's not slowing down, but his economy is so bad, so low, he might not be able to sustain this attack. I think that's the main problem. I think that is going to be the main problem. He will not be able to sustain the attack. We got all maxed out upgrades there on the gateway units there for Byul. Gets in between the tanks. Vultures are helping out. This is where Vultures are good. Vultures do great damage against shields and zealots. Great amounts of damage. But in the end, there's just too many units, and Light keeps on sending, but he's down 70 supply, while he's also trying to rebuild his economy by building SCVs from 4 command centers, which might not be enough. What is another drop? It's a shuttle there in the front, just flying about. Another drop there on the side. Reavers on the middle helping out, taking down the Vultures, moving the Vultures to safety to make sure that the Scarabs do not explode, and returns back home to place some mines and defend against drop flying in there over the bottom side. Shuttles are helping him out, but Templars are unloading way too far up front. Storms in the tank, so still makes great use of a tank, of a storm, despite being too far out. Now on 48 SCVs, he's doing well recovering, but he's very low on minerals. If he gets stormed just once, at this point into the game, he is dead. Light is making it work. He's got a pretty... Even though his base is a mess, the Sim City is still helping him out defending, because when you have tanks in between factories, it becomes harder and harder for Protoss units to get on top of them. And a couple mines in the front to buffer and explode on Zealots also helps him out. So Light survives the counterattack, but Byul is immediately taking over the middle of the map. Gets that one with the tank shot from across the high ground. Scan the middle to see if there's cannons being built. Random SCV, random Marine, mines, more mines. Floating command center, Marine there on the side, on this side as well. Got a drop there flying over the left side. Attack in the front, gets a couple storms off, but the storms do not really achieve anything substantial, so moves into the middle to kill the probe. Yeah, kills the probe, stops the warping of cannons, so he regains some control over the middle. Places some mines, gonna explode on the... Drop comes in, over the top side, storms on the SCVs, hits the correct side, 19 kills. This turret has to go. This turret is blocking his SCVs from escaping a drop. Because they try to move down, then they get blocked right here and have to move all the way around the turret, which makes him easy to storm. So he's gotta have to kill this at some point. You can see it right there. See? They're moving around the turret. That is a big problem, but I don't think Light has noticed that yet. It takes a lot of experience seeing it happen and having it happen to you to realize that you cannot just throw down structures around your minerals, because they will block your minerals, they will block your SCVs, and they will kill your SCVs at some point. And I think it's happened to Light twice now, where his SCVs have to run all the way around a turret or a bunker, and they die to a storm because they cannot escape quick enough. Another drop there over the left side. Drops really have been a thorn in his side. I think he has enough factories by now. 5 add-ons and everything else is just for Vultures and Goliaths. Flies in over the left side, unloads. A lot of Reavers in the mix. No Templars in the mix. The Reavers are just going to kill whatever they can, but they might not really be able to, because there's tanks within range and they kill the Reavers quite easily. Command Center almost dies. Now pushes across the map at the same time, as Byul just lost a lot of supply on a really big drop. We've got carriers on the way. A couple of them already finished up. Got 6 of them already there. 2 more on the way for a total of 8. Getting his last couple of air attacks at the same time as well. So here's the danger that Byul is right now in. Byul is right now in danger of not having his carriers operational on time. Light has weathered the storm. He's on a very small economy. The economy is very, very small. It's crazy small, but he has a huge army in return for having a small economy. Look at his minerals just perpetually being super duper low. 24 minutes in, 50 SCVs. Goes in. He lost all of his Goliaths. He's building turrets there, though. So these are SCVs that should be mining minerals that are building turrets in the front. So his economy is even smaller than I thought it was. But he's trying... Oh, yeah, he's lost so much supply. He went down from 166 down to 128. Within like 30 seconds of time, the carriers are worth their weight in gold, as the Goliaths cannot take them down. The Zealots coming from the front door are also being a pain in the ass. The turrets are helping him take down the Interceptors, because the Interceptors have 333, the turret shots are not as effective, because there's only 20 damage coming from the turrets against the Interceptors with 3 shield and 3 armor. That's a lot of damage reduction. Black Diamond's in the mix there, though, getting attacked. The Zealots are coming through, and coming through. We got a mind control as well. Oh no. He did the mind control thing. That's the risk you take when there's no mind control rules and you bring over SCVs to build turrets in the middle of the map. You risk getting your workforce taken from you, having your brothers and sisters turned against you through the manipulation of mind control and brainwashing. Okay, tries to go forward. Yeah, he's gonna have to retreat. He needs a couple more SCVs. His money is too damn low, and so is his gas. He hasn't really bothered reorganizing his income whatsoever. But he's focused on super micro on the middle, fighting back with the smallest amount of Goliaths against carriers. The carriers are still all alive, but some of them are on very low HP. Very, very low HP. Like these two of them, almost got taken down. He's really just going for a hybrid composition of Zealot, Dragoon, and Carrier. He lost his Robos, he might rebuild them, but he lost the Robos. He's building new ones on the bottom left corner of his base, so they can resume with the drops. And I think Light has not seen the mind-controlled SCV. But I think he knows. I think he knows. I think he knows. So Light there continues and resumes the attack. He resumes the assault, and he seems to be content with the amount of gas coming into his bank at the moment. A lot of scan comes down, shield batteries in the front, sees the carrier, sees the shield batteries. He's going to attack head-on into the cannons, not waiting for the tanks. He only has 3 tanks. 3 tanks, that's not a lot. He's really relying on the Goliaths to help him out. Storms on the Goliaths there from Byul. Double Storm, Triple Storm, Quadruple Storm. Goliaths are not liking the storms that much. I mean, a Goliath can survive a single storm, but a storm is 112 damage and they've got 125 HP, so it takes 2 storms to take them down. But yeah, you can just send the Zealots in right after to kill them. Yeah, Goliaths do not like storms. This is a painful, painful experience for Light. He's playing really well on the offensive and micro aspect of his gameplay, but his economy is in tatters, it's in shambles. He's not really trying to recover that economy all that well. Again, Byul is making so much work with the 9 carriers there in the back, just fighting from a long distance and regenerating the shields every single time they take some shots. This shield battery placement is really well planned out here from Byul. A couple turrets are coming up as well, are on the middle. A couple tanks still alive. We have... He's not building a factory at the moment, he's just building barracks and supply depots. He's not going for factories, in fact. I do like that. I like that he's building SUVs and barracks, but not a factory. Although he might build a factory right now, which will be like a needle, a knife in my heart. Yeah, there's factories coming up. He's gonna go for the factories after all. I hate it. I hate it. But it is accepted by their rules. Still microing back and forth there in the front. A lot of interceptors went down just earlier, so he has a little bit of time to push forward. There is a world within which Light can still win this game. His supply is super low though. Like, he's fighting super hard with very little supply, which I find super impressive. Like, he never has a maxed out army in the front. It's always just small little bits of army pushing back against Byul. And Byul he's got his hands full on keeping these forces away because the micro is just so good. He's constantly microing those units there in the front, while producing on pretty much everything he's got here back at home. Really insane production capability. Like, his economy is just so tiny. Light is going into full overdrive. Can he still break this? I'm doubtful. I'm doubtful. but I do want to see it happen. But I'm very doubtful. He just never has enough units present to decisively break through. We got machine shops on the way. When the tanks and the siege tanks come out there for Byul, it's over. But so far, he's keeping the carriers away, but the carriers are never, ever dying. Although, one of them died, 3 on low HP, 3 on low HP. So there's a world within which he can make it happen. But the carriers are just doing such a good job. He needs a vessel on the sea with EMP to take away the shields and then snipe them down as fast as he can. He gets into the base. Vultures in the front. The Goliaths have all been taken down. He needs Goliaths on the scene right now. This is the time for the carriers to just attack, move forward, and take down the tanks. Holy crap, it's just non-stop combat. But oh, my combat, I don't think it's gonna work. I think siege mode is finished. Is it? Yeah, siege mode is finished. Tank is sieging up. It's over. It's GG. It's from this point onwards going to be impossible for Light with his very small economy, his very small army, to win this. I think it's over. I think it's over. If it wasn't for the factories and the tanks, I think Light would still have lost this. He just doesn't have the income or the machine shops to keep up with Byul's insane production. Like, just look at the efficiency of this layout. We got 11, we got 16, 20, 24 gateways. We have another 8 stargates. We have 5 robos. And it's a super efficient layout. So 24 gateways we have there for Byul. And how many factories? We got 4, 7, 10, 16 factories, which is actually pretty good. It's not bad, it's pretty good, but it's apparently not enough to keep up with the output that Byul had this game. So Byul played this very well, but I'm very impressed with Light, who just played with pure fundamentals, pure fundamental skill from his professional experience to keep Byul on his toes here. He pushed Byul back into his base, where Byul almost lost the game, but Light, having a small economy, just could not keep up with the production. If he had a more efficient base layout with, let's say, 20 factories in total, I think he could have taken Byul down. Maybe even if he had like a starport for science vessels, because he's got a starport right there on the side, but he's not using it. So a couple EMPs, for example, could have really helped him out. But he really limited himself by not planning for the late game and getting stuck with a small economy, not taking time to recover. His supply was always very low. In the end, Byul takes home the victory.